Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. It's Alan, the comic collector geek, and this is the Friday challenge video. And oh my goodness, I picked a theme that I thought, oh, this will be easy. This will be easy theme. For some reason, I had a lot of difficulty preparing this theme, or not preparing the theme, but preparing the books for the theme. This is a challenge. I think this will be a challenge for people. The challenge this week is for you guys to look through your long boxes, find some cool books related to spring. Now, I thought spring should be easy. You know, there should be, every year there's springtime books that must come out. And I didn't find many. I was like looking through my long boxes, looking through all this stuff. I think I can actually see all the boxes that I've looked through. I've looked through two full long boxes, and six. Actually, no, I looked through those too. Oh my goodness, I looked through 9 boxes, 9 boxes, and two long boxes as well, looking for springtime books, and I couldn't find any. Well, I could find a few, and I did find my 10. I did find the 10, but there was a few that I actually wanted to put on this list, but I couldn't find them, and they were actually really cute. They would have been really great for this list, but I couldn't find them. So I'm going to show you ones that I think about when I think of spring, okay? So these are springtime books. You know, the funny thing is it's easier to find Christmas ones, Halloween ones, summer. Those are easy. Spring is actually a bit of a challenge, and I think this will be a fun one. You got to look through those long boxes and find things that kind of relate to this. And I'll give you a few hints. You can use like Easter. Like, think of spring things. I was trying to like brainstorm with the family, like to actually think of these ones. So I was thinking, what's spring? What's spring? It's like, and you'll see this first one is actually kind of a bit of a joke, but you'll see it. One of the things I always think about is spring here is, if you're on the other side of the planet, is actually kind of fall, summer, fall. Like end of the year for people in Australia. So it's kind of like the flip. Well, this is that kind of thing. So this came out in April. So right now it's April. So April. So I figure, hey, this is a springtime book. So you can cheat and you can use April books. That's another cheat way of doing it. But, you know, it may be cold elsewhere, but it's summer in Australia. So I just thought this was cool. Not really springy, I know. That's why it's low on the list. But it's a good cover. You got a little koala, and you got, sexy Veronica doing her thing. So this is Veronica in Australia, number 7. It may be cold in Riverdale, but it's warm in Sydney, Australia. Really cool one. Okay. And here I find in the spring, we're kind of waiting for summer. It's like that eagerness to wait for summer. Now, this book, I don't know, it's in really rough shape, but it's a great one. This one, number 9 on my list, is this one. And the reason I see this as a springtime book is something about it. It's really rough, I admit. But something about the scene kind of reminds me of spring. Like, people are kind of getting out. The leaves are just kind of coming out on the trees. This one, you got all the animals coming out and they're kind of happy and celebrating. This is actually the first cover appearance of Donald Duck. Right there is Donald Duck. That's what Donald Duck used to look like. Very different than the duck we know now, but that's Donald Duck right there. And yeah, this is The Adventures of Mickey Mouse, book 1. And it's the very first appearance of a cover appearance of Donald Duck. And it kind of has that springtime look to it. I know it's a little rough, might not have come across the greatest, but it has that kind of spring look to me. Okay. I kind of think of that change of season thing. Other thing that I associate with spring is getting ready for, planting. You start planting your seeds in the spring or late spring, maybe. Depends on what you're planting. But I think of gardens. So this is Ace Comics, number something or other. I have no idea. What number is this? Number 76. and they're getting their garden ready. So they're watering it and getting it all ready. This is actually this I think this is Cass and Jammer Kids. It's not Captain and the Kids. It's Cass and Jammer Kids. Same characters but different name. But yeah, they're planting their victory garden, and that was the thing back in the 40s. Like people were really encouraged to grow their own food and kind of be self-sustaining to support the war effort. So yeah, so we got America, and it's like all the different. A is for asparagus, M is for musk melons, musk melons, and E is for eggplant, R is for radishes, I for Indian corn, C for carrots, and A for artichokes. So really cool things. They're planting it. I feel like that's a spring activity, and just a really cool book. This one also is the first appearance of Captain Tootsie. So an extra little bonus there. It has nothing to do with spring, but it's just a cool book. Okay. Another thing that I associate with spring, more towards the end of spring, because right now, like believe it or not, I'm in Ottawa. It snowed yesterday. I was like, what's going on? Today it was like 18 Celsius, which is like low 60s. But it was cold. It was cold in the morning, and it actually snowed a little bit overnight. So it snowed we went from snow to like mid-spring day. Very odd day. It was just all over the place. But I do associate one thing with spring is, getting out of the house. You got, things are starting to, be a little bit more comfortable in terms of being outdoors. And I think of going on picnics. And this is a picnicky thing. This one's really rough. It's like got a big tear on it. Actually, it was funny. I got this from Pockets Full of Comics, and I think he was about to throw it away. I'm like, no, don't throw it away. I really love it. Just don't throw it away. And he gave it to me for free. It's like, I will take your trashy books. I love this one. It's a great Good Girl art cover, and it's just she's like spreading the blanket. They're doing the picnic, and of course, the kids are playing with the red blanket, and you got the bull. I mean, this is like many tropes in one. Everyone's oblivious to the bull that's charging at them. So yeah, this is Rusty number 15. So yeah, I want to thank the Pockets Full of Comics for sending me that one. That was really nice of him. Okay, next one. Another thing that I associate with spring is with this book right here. This is kind of I just picked this up literally today. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 70, and it's April Fool's Day. So one of the things that I do associate with spring is April Fools. April 1st, big day, where people play little jokes on each other, and this is kind of like in that vein. It's a really great parody cover. So you got Deadpool holding Spider-Man, kind of an homage to Amazing Fantasy 15. So just a fun one, April Fool's Day instead of April Fool's Day. So that's something I associate with spring. Another thing that I always associate with spring is really rain. It rains a lot in spring. April showers bring May flowers, right? So I associate this time especially with the rain, and I think this is a really great rain cover. This is an homage to Fast Times at Richmond High, I believe. Doesn't say it, but it says Friends Forever Beach Party as like a limited edition of 200 Dan Parent cover. But I think it's Fast Times at Richmond High. And just that iconic scene where she's getting out of the swimming pool. So this is I think it was Phoebe Cates. I want to say Phoebe Cates. You can correct me in the comments. But yeah, just a really cool scene from that movie. and this is kind of reminds me of spring because of the rain. Okay, so that's my association. Had to really, I really had to really try on these ones. Another thing that I do associate with spring is and I was telling my family about this because I was surprised. My family didn't remember the movie. The movie Bambi, I actually really enjoyed as a kid. And there's one scene in it where, well, it's actually multiple scenes, but what it was is all the characters, Bambi and Thumper and the skunky guy, all the different characters, they were, I think it's Flower, it's the skunk. They were all like saying, "We'll never get married. We'll never settle down. We'll never find a girl. We're independent and strong men, kind of thing." And spring hits, that spring fever hits, and they all subsequently find their female mates. And it's a really cute scene, and I just really love that. I just associate that with spring, that whole spring fever, or the animals getting it on, basically. And this one is Bambi, and this is like you got that whole cute scene. So I associate Bambi with spring, and this is actually the first appearance of Bambi. This is 4-color number 12, and it's the first appearance of Bambi and all the random Bambi characters in comics. So cool book, cool scene, great movie, definitely worth watching. If you haven't seen it recently, go watch it. Good movie. Okay, that was number 3 on my list. Another thing that I associate with spring and this time of year, like April especially, is Easter. Like, you can't have April without thinking of Easter. And so here's my Easter book. This is Tippy Teen, and she's dressed up like the Easter Bunny, and there's some Easter eggs. You got the Mad Fads, Neil Diamond, the Mad Hatter Party. So just a cool one. And so that's number 2 on my list. Easter, I think, the Easter Bunny. This might help if you're trying to find ideas for this video, where you can do your own. Try to think of Easter Bunny covers. There's probably lots of them. I just had to think of some more. but this is a good one. Okay, last one. I had to have one kind of more sexy cover, and this is an Easter Bunny that I really like. It's more like a Playboy bunny, but it is the Easter Bunny. And this is Sabrina the Witch as Easter Bunny, and this is like a limited 1 out of 15. There's only 15 of these. And it's just a really cool foily Sabrina as the Easter Bunny, or Playboy Bunny, really, but we'll pretend. And that's number 1 on my list. I just went for this one last because I think it's the cutest. Okay, so that's my spring covers. I imagine anyone can do better than this, so I hope that people will accept my challenge for the week and find spring covers. And just all you have to do is look through your long boxes and hope that you find something that's where you can kind of explain it away that it is a spring cover. It's like showing Santa Claus, but it's spring. It's like, gotta think of somehow to explain it as a spring cover. I'm looking forward to seeing what people can come up with. But yeah, it was a bit of a challenge. It was really, I was a bit stumped on this one. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you take part in the challenge. All you have to do is use the hashtag Friday Comic Challenge, and if you want, you can put me in the into the description, where it's just like @Comic Collector Geek, and then I'll get a notification that somebody's made a challenge video, and I'll check it out. Generally, I watch them all. I don't always comment, but I do watch them. So just so you know, and I always like. So you always see I'll try to make sure that I like your videos and whatever, just to give a little bit of help for the people in the community. And it's a great way for everybody in the community to take part in like a little activity every week. Okay, so again, thanks for watching. Bye for now.